Hello, everybody. This is Kaho Dave from Waiwa, Hawaii. And tonight I have a special guest with me. This is my sister, Nani, who lives on the island of Maui. And you want to say hello to my friends? Nani?
Aloha.
Yeah. So Nani lives in Kula, Maui, and she's starting a new segment of her life, and I'm very glad for her. And I wanted to bring her on this program mainly to talk about growing up on Molokai. And for many of you, you've heard several of my stories about growing up on Molokai, our house on a homestead. And when I left Molokai, she Nani was about 9, 10 years old. So that's the age she was, and so her memories of Molokai and the homestead and my parents are slightly different from what I recall. So, Nani, the first question I have for you: what is your favorite memory of growing up on our homestead on Molokai?
Oh, my favorite memory is riding our bike all over Hooleha into the pineapple fields, eating fresh pineapple, tumbling in the grass down grassy hills where it should have been pastures, but uh, we tumbled in the high grass and built huts in our backyard in the tall, keen grass.
Yeah,
And having fresh fruits and vegetables in our back garden,
yeah,
I really enjoyed and appreciated eating fresh fish, spending the summers at Mo'omomi. That was our home away from home. We would spend a lot of time down there. Dad would go fishing, pound opihi, and we would greet him and eat opihi with the tentacles still moving. Great, wonderful things. Felt so free and happy.
well, at least you know the OPE fresh.
Yeah, yeah, fresh.
Yeah, I remember, Brother Bill brought home a Holly teacher, uh, and I remember, I think his name was Mr. Fitzsimmons. He came in to our luau and took a look at the opihi, and he called it camel's eyes.
It was ono.
Yeah, it looked like camel's eyes, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
They have a bowl.
yes, yes. Help yourself, and here's the point to go with it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
So, you ever went when Dad went and took his net? You ever followed him to his
yes, I
moeho?
did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. We I used to go because I wanted to know more about where Dad went to go pound upihi and fish.
Ah,
Yeah, he would leave in the evening and camp on the side of the cliffs, high rocky cliffs, and wait till the morning sunrise when the sun is barely up. And he would walk down the cliff with Uncle Sonny,
yeah,
and they have their spot to go pound opihi first, and then throw net and catch all the moi.
yeah.
Yum.
So, did you walk the big sand and all the way up to Bullhead
Oh,
Hill and down the
oh
cliff?
yes,
Wow.
yes. Was amazing. One time, I'll never forget this childhood memory. Mom used to drive me and Dale into the sandy beach area, and I would run. Uh, I knew where Dad's trail was for
Yeah,
some reason,
yeah,
because Dad would tell Mom because it wasn't safe to go, and we not know where he would be at.
Mhm.
So we knew this as a child, and Dad would tell us where to go. So I would go over the rocky,
Yeah.
sharp rocks, and I seen the cliffs where Dad slept and woke up in the morning to go pound opihi.
Uh-huh.
But there was a memory one time when I seen Dad and Uncle Sonny walking back from pounding opihi, and I
Uh-huh.
was so happy and thrilled. I ran to him, walked with him on the long white sandy beach, and I could see shimmering in the water. And Dad said, "Look, the school of fish," you know. So I ran, and you know what? Had a big wave that came and pushed up the fish onto the sand. And when
Ah.
it receded back out, one fish was still there. And I ran and I grabbed that fish. Yeah, and we ate it later. That was so neat that I said, "Wow, Nani, that's
What?
good luck."
Yeah. What kind of fish was it?
That was Moi.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it was a nice time.
Yeah.
And he said, that was unusual. That's something special that happened that day, and
Yeah,
I'll
they're so
never
close.
forget it.
So that was Sandy Beach. Big sand.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sandy Beach. Yeah.
Yeah, big
And
sand.
Dad was so good. His eyes were so good. He can look in the water and see all the fish
Uh,
where the school of fish
uh,
was. Yeah.
yeah. I know I went with Dad two times down Bullhead
Mm,
Hill.
yeah.
And the first time we went, Dad found a fishing line and a hook that somehow washed up on shore. And so we
Oh,
already had a fire, and decided to go look for alma crab because we needed bait. So he caught an alma crab, small alma crab, broke off a leg, and put it on a hook. And he just threw him inside the water, and boom, a line hit, and it was a big
oh,
popa, the
oh my
rockfish.
goodness. Yeah.
Yeah, so we pull him up and we ate. We got it and put it over the fire and cooked it up, and that's what we ate.
Wow,
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah, I mean it was just nice. And
Yes,
so
we ate fresh fish. Yes.
yeah, and we always went. Dad watched the tides to make sure, like in June, you have the extra low tide. So um, early in the morning, he time it so when we wake up and start pounding, it's at the tide is as its lowest. And all of
Yes.
that big old pea, I mean, abalone size,
Huge. Right. Right.
And you can
Just
take them out and
amazing.
use the shell as a cup. It's so
That's right.
huge.
And you can slice it in four and still
Oh
have
yeah,
that's how big. Yes.
yeah. I didn't like eating it when you slice up the big ones. I didn't
Yeah.
like eating it. It's
Right.
kind of so.
Freshen
Um,
them out. The whole thing.
yeah. In fact, Dad would leave the big ones alone, and because it's the makuya, the
Yeah.
parent, and they're breeding and they're producing babies, so they leave them
Right.
alone. Once in a while, they take a big one, but um, you're looking for the ones right around half-dollar size to $1 size, just right.
Right. Dad had a lot of respect for nature, especially the beach.
I know.
That was our refrigerator.
Yeah.
He never picked the small ones and very limited on getting the big ones.
Oh,
Yeah.
he look at the OP, check my bag, and if it's too small, he go, "Oh, child abuse."
Yeah, I
What's
could
the
see
matter, you
that.
child
And
abuse?
yeah.
Good. Gotta get the bigger one. So
Yeah, he
yeah,
was so knowledgeable.
yeah,
Yeah.
fishing.
And
Fishing was really good, and people can understand today that when they go fishing, um, they take a long time to catch a couple fish. And when I remember fishing with Dad, one or two throws. That's it. We're coming home. We have enough fish.
Yeah, yeah. You know why he rather throw the net? I remember watching him how many times throw the net, yeah.
Yeah.
And he watch and he look at, oh there, and he start walking closer to the water just slowly and throw the net. And wow, when he pulls the net out, you see all this fish. Say, oh, we eating good for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. I
Yep.
mean, I remember one time, Uncle Son, there's this one hole um, that they like to hit, and you need
Yes.
two fishermen. Yeah, one throw on the
Yeah.
inside, and then the other one throw weight and throw on the outside. So sometimes you can catch the whole school that way. So the first
Yes.
person throw inside, the fish run out, and the second guy throw the net right when the fish is coming into the spot, and they clean up.
Really smart. Yeah. Um, and dad, whatever he caught, he would give to family as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Clean it, put it in the freezer, and we had relatives come over. Hey, uncle, you got fish? Sure. Sometimes they don't even need to come and ask. He'll
Yeah.
let them know. Hey, we got fish. Come, help yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is that growing up and having that dad as a fisherman for the family,
Mhm.
we got spoiled eating moy.
I know. I cannot eat fish from the store all the time. I can taste when it's fresh or not.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
yes. And I look at it as, oh no, that's not fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm curious and stuff. So we've been talking about dad and memories associated with him.
Yeah.
What's your fondest memories of mom?
Oh, mom, working hard. She worked hard. I remember her as a Luna in the pineapple
Yeah.
fields. I remember her carrying me on my back when I was a little kid. Not now, but when I was a little kid, and taking me to cousin's house to stay with them so she can work. And when Pohana, and she'll come and pick me up. She was always working hard and making sure that we're cared for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, mom, my favorite memory of mom is one time we were fishing down Momomi, and a lot of my memories have to do with fishing. but but remember when we used to go poling down at Momomi,
Yes.
looking out into the bay to the right near the point.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
where that's where we used to go polling. But before we went polling, we used to go down to the Coconut Grove,
Yes.
where they had the boats, kind of like tied up,
Parked in the mud flat. Yeah.
and we stick our nets underneath to go catch opai.
Yes. The
Yeah, you
vessel
remember that?
pie.
Yeah, so
Yes.
we catch the opai, put them inside a bucket, and that's what we used to go fish on down Momi. And I remember, trying to bait the hook, and every time I put the the opai inside the water, the fish come and steal them, and I getting mad and mad and mad and not catching anything. And then mom came by and says, "Oh, boy, what's wrong?" And I was kind of new, yeah? And so I said, the fish keep on stealing the opai. And she looked at me and says, "Well, show me how you baiting the opai." So I showed him, and she looked at me and laughed and says, "No, no, no, son, this is the way you do it." And she took off the head, just broke off the head and put the hook down that ran into the body and come out by the
Yes.
tail. So, and that's the way she slipped it out. And I go, oh, okay. So right after she showed me that, I baited it and I put it in the water and caught a fish. Hinaleo.
No
but
kidding.
but a fish is a fish, huh?
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. And mom used the same technique with the shrimp
Yeah.
because we used to go polling down at the wharf
Ah,
and we used to take shrimp.
yeah.
Mom baited the shrimp
Yeah.
similar to how she bite.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So we had parents that we did a lot of things as a family, yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, I used to love spending the summers, most of the summer down in Momomi and
Yes.
turning papa.
And the canned corned beef and the spam, just crack them open
Oh
at the
yeah,
beach.
oh
And the
yeah,
pork and beans,
uh,
man, that was gold to us at
yeah.
the beach. And plus all the stuff that we catched at the ocean down at
Yeah, I
Momomi.
remember Dad when he used to go on his fishing trips and stuff. A lot of times he would come home with glass balls.
Yes, I
You
was
remember
gonna
that?
mention that. Yes,
Yeah,
glass balls, and some of them had the net on still,
yeah,
and then some without net, small, large, huge ones.
yeah.
Yes.
And in fact, when I was living with Grandpa down in Laie, um, you know, we used to go down and walk along Hooleha Beach and look for glass balls. And I says,
Nice.
oh yeah, this is what we used to do on Molokai. And get,
Right.
you know, and when we're growing up and walking along down the beach, especially Mo'omomi on uh, towards Honolulu side, towards Big Sand,
Yes.
used to have broken glass balls all over the place, you know.
Right.
And I still remember that. I wonder if people are still pulling out glass balls now.
Not that I know of. I know when we were there and you were in Laie, we still had glass balls coming up, but I don't see people getting glass balls since I left there. Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite glass ball used to be the long one, the long with
Oh,
the
and
round ends on the
round
two
at
ends.
the ends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looked like on dog bone.
Right.
But
That
I
was neat
remember
how they
those are
did that.
yeah, those are my favorite ones.
Oh.
In fact, I used to trade trade some glass balls for that.
Ah.
Yeah,
Those are nice. Beautiful.
yeah, yeah.
Fun
Uh,
memories.
okay. So we talked about our parents, and on Molokai, we had a set of grandparents, Tutu Man and Tutu Lady. What do
Mhm.
you remember about them?
I know I love them. I love going to church and I see my tutu man. And I didn't know this until I grew up and dad explained to me, but um, I used to run to tutu man because he had gum and violet candy he would keep in his pockets. And dad later on told me when I grew up that he kept it, so um, he chewed on that. But he also knew that I love gum and the violet candy. So I reach in his pockets and help myself to all that treat. But I loved him. He was so gentle and loving. And Tutu Lady, she took care of me. I didn't go to preschool. I they babysit me, and I
Yeah,
loved it. I loved the
yeah,
cocoa they used to make and the crackers and butter and cracker. They were always loving and showing me their lily koi vineyard. The lily kois used to hang down and easier to pick, and
yeah,
they had chickens that laid eggs all over. But always showing me things around the yard, and always gentle and loving.
yeah. Yeah. Well, you mentioned the fact that you like chewing gum. Yeah.
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 Yeah, I
You
remember
used to
how
like
stuff
chewing
like
gum.
that.
Yeah. I remember dad catching you or mom catching you reaching under the the
Yes.
bleachers in the church.
And eating the gum from underneath the,
Yeah.
that was terrible.
Yeah. We got the gum. I
In fact, got a Christmas movie on, a guy who was picking up all the gum from under the rails at the subway, and he goes,
have.
and it reminded of me.
Yeah. Some of the things we do as kids is crazy.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. And so, you know, yeah, I remember, and I remember Tutu Man. Um, the sad thing is that I remember him when he was sick, when he got sick,
Mm,
you know,
mm.
and mom and dad used to try and take us down to go visit him, and um, that's when I started getting sick around people that have cancer.
Mm,
It was my experience with Tutu Man that
yeah.
kind of like made me real sensitive to that, and it's something that I still have today. And my favorite memory of grandma is she always used to try and give us lilikoi, lilikoi juice that she squeezed in jars, so we can take home,
Uh-huh.
and mix them with malolo syrup.
Yes.
Malolo syrup
Yes.
and lilikoi juice. So we're getting
Yeah.
yeah, lilikoi passion orange drink before it was even invented.
Yes. It was discovered back then. You should have
Yeah,
patented.
just orange malolo syrup with lilikoi. That's it.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah,
And mom made nice uh lilikoi jam and jellies from
yeah.
that.
Speaking about that and stuff, you remember the preserves they used to make? Like the jams and the pickle mango and the
Oh, and the
mango
mango
seed.
seed. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, most delicious. That was wonderful. So, oh no, I remember all those things.
Yeah. In fact, a lot of times, you know, the mango season happen kind of like during the summer, and we spend the summer making the mango seed. And just at the beginning of school, we still have a lot of mango seed left in the gallons, and uh, that's when Ziona and I used to make small packages of mango seed and take them to school and sell them quarter each.
Oh,
Entre-
wow.
Entrepreneurs,
Yeah, early on,
Yeah,
entrepreneurs.
yeah. So um, now what else? Out of all of the people that you remember of Molokai outside of family and so far, what is one person that you remember the most?
Oh, that's a really good question. Outside of family,
Yeah, outside of family.
okay, one person that I remember the most. Gee, that's really hard to say. Um, but what comes quickly to mind is Molly Tengan,
Yeah,
our neighbor.
yeah.
She used to teach hula at the
Wow.
old theater in uh, Kuala Lumpur
No
in
kidding.
CPC. Yes, and we took hula from her. And I loved the lessons from her. It was always about grace and respect. And Her hula was so nahe nahe, so sweet. Um, and I loved hula because she wasn't about, um, well, it was more about loving hula and loving the
Yeah.
songs, learning the songs.
Mhm.
I remember that, and that impacted me in a way. I connected with singing, you know. I never
Mhm.
took it on professionally, but I enjoyed. And Sister Dale used to, one of her favorite ones she learned, I think, was Lahaina Luna from Auntie Molly. We call her Auntie Molly. But I remember her, and she was always nice to us.
Yeah.
And but she comes quick to mind because how she impacted me on the love for hula.
Yeah. Um, the first person that come to my mind when I think of Molokai and a non-family member or someone that I remember was actually two of them. Um, Auntie Virgie, Auntie Virgie Gordon.
Oh, oh wow. That's
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Auntie Virgie and Uncle Eddie.
Wow.
Yeah. Um, because I was still young when we were living in the old house before we moved to the new homestead. Before you even
Right.
before you were born.
Right.
So Uncle Eddie and Auntie Virgie, um, used to treat us really well. Every time we went over to their house for trick or treat, they know it's us, man. They just pile in candy. They have cake and stuff. They just says, "Hey, come eat." So
Uh-huh.
Uncle Eddie was real generous, and Auntie Virgie, I believe her family came from Laie too. So she knew mom and mom's family. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Borden family were really close because they were our neighbor just up the road from
Right.
us.
Right.
So yeah, I remember them, and that's the people that I remember outside of the family. And the next closest person was my best friend's dad, Alex Bishaw.
Oh, he's such a
Yeah,
sweet man.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Always loved him.
yeah.
Yes.
Him and Auntie Annie and stuff. They're really kind. For a time, Alex Bishaw was the scout master when his son Alex and I were same age. So
Yeah.
he became the scout master. Same thing like what when brother Bill was scout age, dad became the scout master.
That's right.
And Uncle David sent him all little surplus tents. So we had tents all over the place.
I
So
remember tents.
yeah.
The one with no ground, nothing to cover the ground, just the stick to hold up the tents. And
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that was fun.
So last question I'm going to have, and then we'll wrap this thing up. But the last time you went to Molokai,
Mhm.
um, and you had a chance to be there and so forth, what changes you noticed that kind of like tug at your heartstrings, or like changes that's happening on the island?
Hmm. Um, Both positive and uh, some concerns. The positive things that I saw was the younger generation, and what comes to mind is the Maui family. The younger
Uh,
generation
yeah,
are really connecting to the Aina
yeah,
and going back to raising, growing, and cultivating the land
yeah,
and using the resources that they're growing. That's so amazing.
yeah,
That really got to me. And like Poi Poi and many of the young generation, the Olelo Hawaii, and they speak it so well.
Hmm.
And I love seeing that. My heart goes to concerns that we have, those who are moving there and not learning about the place, not learning about the people. And when I say that, if, I'm not going to go further into it, but um, I really miss home. I really miss home and have so many good memories on our homestead.
Yeah.
And yeah, mm, those are some of the things I think of and
Yeah.
noticed when I went home.
Well, mom's birthday is in 2 days.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
yeah, 2 days mom's birthday. So in a way, I'm doing this to honor mom. I remember her.
Oh,
And mom was always encouraging. She was always encouraging to all of us and to me. You know, she had unusual ways of showing the support. But
yeah.
if you could see through that and stuff, you understand that where she was coming from. And as a parent and as a grandparent now, I understand better. Um, some of the things that mom was trying to do, and I appreciate her a lot. And so uh, she's an inspiration to me. You know, and this drive and burning I get inside me to push myself to be better. I think that comes from her constantly reminding me, you can do better. You can do better. So yeah.
That's amazing. And I think because I was the youngest, yeah, she
Yeah.
kind of like let me go, and um, but I really missed going back home. And now we don't have the homestead. Yeah, we have another family there, but going back home and not having them there to run to and to hold and talk
Yeah.
story and get that rejuvenating,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that feeling. I missed that. I missed it
Yeah.
so much.
Well,
Yeah.
we still get Ohana over there, and I'm glad that Lionel got his homestead going. I,
Good
I
for
really
him.
I'm really happy for him. That's that's cool. Being at the right place, doing the right thing at the right time. So yeah,
Right.
great job.
Yeah.
So, um, says thanks for joining me tonight, and I appreciate you sharing. And hopefully anybody else there that have questions, when I post this, you can ask questions, and hopefully that we'll get back with you. And you have any parting words you want to share?
Oh, I thank you. You have been a huge inspiration for me. There's many gifts and talents that we were blessed with, and you have helped me to reconnect to those blessings and gifts. I thank you for
Well,
that encouragement.
uh, you're welcome. You're my sister,
Yeah.
and I
Mhm.
want to see you do well. And
Thank
actually,
you.
I just spoke with our Mo'opuna Jasmine
Uh-huh.
and her husband Ethan today, and they'll be coming in this coming Saturday.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, they're gonna be
So nice.
arriving in here in Saturday. So it's gonna be a good time. Uh, spend time with them, and that we got 4 years to catch up on things.
Yeah. Well, wonderful. And have all that time to do that.
Yeah.
It's wonderful to hear. Thank you too, Dave. Thanks for this opportunity.
Well, I love you, and give my love to your Ohana over there. And the next time we do this and stuff, let's talk about your experience on Maui.
Oh,
If that's
yes.
okay with you. Okay.
Plenty stuff. Yes. I love you
Yeah.
too, Dave.
Let yourself vent on that one.
And
Okay.
Malo and everyone from here send their love
Yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah. And I'll catch you later. Okay. And
Okay.
for everybody out there, mahalo for joining us on our Monday Talk Story. And this is Dave Wallace from Waiawa, Hawaii, saying aloha. And my sister from Maui saying,
Mm. Aloha and take care. God bless.
okay. All right. So that
Okay.
was cool. All right.
I love it.
All right. Take care, sis.
Thanks. You too, bro.
Bye
Okay.
bye.
Bye bye.